What if love isn't about winning someone's heart, but about facing the raw truths within ourselves, the ones we usually hide even from those we care about the most? What if I told you there's a romance anime where the typical clichés are completely turned upside down? In a world of misunderstandings and miscommunications, what if the real story was about two people who confront their deepest insecurities and embrace vulnerability instead of avoiding it? Today, we are deep diving into The Dangers of My Heart, a show that shatters the usual romance formula and delivers a love story that feels more real, raw, and transformative than anything you've seen before. The Dangers of My Heart isn't just another high school romance. It takes the familiar tropes, introverted guy, popular girl, and instead of following the usual predictable path, it flips the script. What we get is a story that feels grounded and relatable, where the characters aren't just trying to figure out if they like each other. They're confronting their own fears and doubts, growing into better versions of themselves. What set this show apart isn't just the romance, but how it is grounded in openness and honesty. In a genre filled with unnecessary drama, where misunderstandings drive the plot, this series chooses a different route. Here, the characters are aware of their emotions from the very start. They don't play games or waste time guessing what the other person feels. They speak plainly, honestly, and face their emotions head on. But this isn't just about avoiding drama. This is about confronting deep-rooted insecurities, breaking down walls, and growing together. So what happens when two characters stop dancing around their feelings and actually face themselves and each other? So let's explore how the characters navigate their own battles with self-worth. This isn't just a love story. It's a journey of self-discovery, where growth comes from not being saved by love, but from realizing their strength. Let's take a deeper look at how this underdog story becomes a powerful narrative of personal growth. Chapter 1: Unmasking the Underdog, a journey of self-worth. When we first meet Ichikawa, the protagonist of The Dangers of My Heart, he immediately fits the mold of the shy, introverted guy we see all too often in romance anime. Quiet, reserved, and unsure of himself. He seems just like any other character we've seen before. But here's the twist. Peel back those layers, and what you find is not an underdog trying to win over a popular girl. Ichikawa's journey is not about winning Yamada's heart. It's about unearthing the self-worth he's buried beneath years of self-doubt. What starts as a struggle to connect with others becomes a powerful battle of self-discovery. His true self emerging from the shadows he spent years hiding in. His growth doesn't come from being saved by Yamada. Instead, it comes from realizing that he can stand on his own. It's a journey of learning to see his own value, and as he faces his fears, he starts building the confidence he lacked for so long. Now Yamada, our female protagonist. On the surface, she seems confident, emotionally stable, with her life seemingly all together. But what happens when the strong character, the one who appears to have it all, reveals their own vulnerabilities? Just as Ichikawa's story is about discovering his worth, Yamada's is about dismantling the facade of perfection. This is where things get interesting. How many of us wear masks to protect ourselves, hiding the parts we fear others won't accept? Yamada's relationship with Ichikawa challenges the very image she built for herself. Through the interactions, she begins to question the notion of perfection and finds herself evolving in ways she never expected. What makes their bond special is that neither Ichikawa or Yamada relies on the others for validation. They aren't trying to fix each other or fulfill unmet emotional needs. Instead, they grow individually, supporting one another in their respective journeys. In many ways, they are mirrors for each other, reflecting both their flaws and their strengths. Their connection isn't about codependency, it's about mutual respect. A shared understanding that allows each of them to be more than they were before. While the individual growth is crucial, it's the foundation of their relationship, their honest communication and emotional support that truly drives the story forward. How does their evolving dynamic challenge them both? What happens when they start tearing down the walls they built around their own hearts? Let's take a closer look at how the relationship develops through vulnerability, trust, and communication. Chapter 2. Breaking through the silence. How honest love wins. One of the most striking aspects of The Dangers of My Heart is its unwavering commitment to honest communication between the main characters. Something that's all too rare in romance. In most romance anime, misunderstandings and miscommunications create the core of the drama, where characters avoiding the obvious for entire seasons. But here, the narrative turns that pattern on its head. From the very beginning, by episode 4, both Ichikawa and Yamada are open with each other. No games, no guessing, no waiting for the perfect moment. This approach may seem simple, but it's profound. Instead of relying on forced drama or external conflicts that often bog down the plot of the other romance anime, The Dangers of My Heart lets its characters do what most relationships fail to do: communicate openly. There's no time wasted on wondering how the other feels. They both know how they feel, and they both choose to act on it. This directness is not only refreshing, but essential to their connection. But let's dig even deeper. What happens when this kind of honesty isn't enough? What do you do when your open communication can't immediately overcome the deeper insecurities and doubts that still linger beneath the surface? While the directness strengthens their connection, no relationship is without its challenges. The vulnerability they share isn't without cost. Each of them carries emotional baggage. Ichikawa feels fear of inadequacy, Yamada's fear of being misunderstood. These internal battles create tension, but they don't act as barriers. Instead, the complexity of their emotions drives the growth of their relationship. What's powerful about The Dangers of My Heart is how it navigates these challenges with empathy and mutual understanding. It's not just about two people confessing their feelings. It's about both characters taking the time and effort to work through their doubts and trust one another. Their journey isn't about figuring out if they like each other. It's about learning how to build something real together. For a relationship that is anchored in trust, vulnerability, and authenticity will definitely stand the test of time. This show is great as it doesn't rely on suspense or predictable tropes. It instead allows the characters to develop in a grounded way, without dragging things out for the sake of drama. It focuses on genuine growth, not just as individuals, but as a couple, supporting each other through the process. Chapter 3: Facing Insecurities. Flaws that forge strength. In The Dangers of My Heart, the heart of the story isn't just about romance. It's about the battle with personal insecurities that both Ichikawa and Yamada face. Their flaws aren't just surface level traits, they're emotional barriers that stand in their way of their growth, both as an individual and as a couple. Ichikawa, from the start, struggles with fragile self-worth. He's conditioned to believe he's inferior, particularly in comparison to Yamada, whose beauty, confidence, and social standing make him feel unworthy of her love. Every action he takes, from hesitating to express his feelings to doubting his abilities, stems from this belief. His self-doubt prevents him from taking risks, especially when vulnerability is required. This is most evident in his constant second-guessing. Each act of kindness from Yamada feels like a fleeting gesture, perhaps pity and not genuine affection. His fear of rejection causes him to pull away from emotionally at pivotal moments. But it's more than just shyness. It's the deeper fear of not being enough, of never being seen for who he truly is. He hopes Yamada will look beyond his introversion and recognize the person he aspires to be, not the small, invisible version he feels trapped in. In contrast, Yamada presents herself as confident, but beneath the armor is an insecurity that stems from her fear of being misunderstood. While she is always surrounded by others, she struggles to express her emotions. The emotional vulnerability feels like a threat to the perfect image she's built. Her fear of revealing a side of herself that others might deem weak creates a tension between her public persona and her true feelings. The emotional conflict is evident in her relationship with Ichikawa. While Ichikawa hesitates, Yamada pushes forward, but not without her own hesitation. They both face their fears, and their connection is about meeting in the middle, learning to be open and honest with each other. This isn't just about avoiding rejection, it's about acknowledging their inner desires. Ichikawa wants to be loved for who he is, flaws and all, while Yamada seeks a love that sees her as she truly is, imperfect and unpolished. What makes their bond so compelling is how their mutual insecurities become the foundation of their relationship. Instead of letting fear drive them apart, it brings them closer. They trust each other's vulnerability, building a connection based off acceptance, not perfection. Their flaws don't break them down, they strengthen their bond. Ichikawa's growth is about learning to see his value without comparison. Yamada's evolution is about realizing that vulnerability is strength, not a weakness. Neither character is asked to change. They are encouraged to accept and love each other as they are. In a genre often bogged down by misunderstandings and dramatic reveals, their relationship stands out as something truly remarkable. So what happens when they stop hiding behind their insecurities and choose to fully love? The truest test of their bonds begins. How will their love evolve once they strip away the emotional walls they have built? Let's dive into the power of honesty and its impact on the future of the relationship. Chapter 4: The Power of Truth. Building a relationship in honesty. In the dangers of my heart, love isn't about waiting for a perfect moment or a grand confession. It's about real, messy connection, about facing yourself and someone else's flaws and all. What makes that bond so powerful is that it is built on honesty and vulnerability. Not just attraction, but a deep emotional foundation rooted in trust and genuine understanding. Ichikawa's journey isn't about being saved by Yamada. It's about him learning to trust himself and see his worth, not as an accessory to her, but as an equal partner in their growth. Every time he opens up, he learns to stand on his own, no longer defining himself by external validation, but by the strength within. For Yamada, strength is about perfection. It's about letting go of control. At first, she hides behind her confident, untouchable image, but with Ichikawa, she learns to unmask herself. True strength, she realizes, comes from acceptance, from letting someone in to see who you really are. Not as a perfect image, but a real person. Their growth isn't without struggle, but in those struggles, their bond fortifies. Without the honest exchanges, the relationship would have remained fragile, surface level attraction, with no foundation to withstand the pressures of the world. Instead, they build something real, not through perfection, but through mutual acceptance of their flaws. The bond between them is rooted in trust, which allows them to navigate life's challenges together. But what if they didn't embrace their vulnerabilities? Would their love have withstood the pressures of the world? This relationship proves that true connection doesn't come from perfection. It's about accepting imperfection and choosing to grow together. What does this teach us about our own relationships? By embracing the rawest, most vulnerable parts of ourselves, we can build bonds that are not just strong, but also lasting. When challenges arise, their bond is unbreakable, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, built on honesty and trust. And this foundation will carry them forward, no matter what comes their way. Chapter 5: The Heart of the Story. Honesty, love, and lasting impact. As the dangers of my heart unfolds, it's clear that it isn't just a typical love story. It's a testament to the enduring power of honest love. The beauty of Ichikawa and Yamada relationship is that while it's grounded in vulnerability and the expression of their insecurities, it's also built on solid foundation of authenticity and mutual respect. This relationship doesn't just serve them in the present, it will carry them forward no matter what challenges life throws at them. Looking ahead to their individual futures, there's an undeniable sense of hope for what's to come. Ichikawa's ever introspective and quietly determined, is pushing past the self-doubt that once held him back. His goal to move forward in his education isn't just an academic milestone, it's the embodiment of his personal growth. His journey is not about simply achieving success in school, but about deepening the self-belief, something that Yamada's presence has consistently nurtured. He's no longer waiting for external validation, he's learning to value himself. Meanwhile, Yamada's pursuit of her own career in the entertainment industry represents more than just a desire for fame. It's about stepping into a space where she can define her own worth, independent of others' expectations. Her journey is about empowerment and the support they offer each other isn't just romantic affection, it's a quiet encouragement that enables them to grow. Their relationship isn't about holding one another back, it's about helping each other evolve into their best versions of themselves, individually and together. That said, their relationships will face its own set of challenges. The pressures of their respective careers, personal growth, and natural distance will come as they advance in life, and it will test their bond. But the strength of their relationship doesn't stem from perfection. It comes from authenticity of what they built. In the real world, relationships grounded in honesty, communication, and mutual respect are the ones that will endure the test of time. The true beauty of Ichikawa and Yamada's relationship lies in the fact they've overcome the most difficult barrier, themselves. The true beauty of Ichikawa and Yamada's relationship lies in the fact they've overcome the most difficult barrier, themselves. Their journey invites us to ask ourselves, how do we allow others to see us for who we really are? Ultimately, the dangers in my heart isn't simply about two people falling in love. It's about two people finding themselves through each other. They learn that real love doesn't require perfection. It's about understanding, growth, and being there for each other through all life's inevitable ups and downs. So, what comes next for Ichikawa and Yamada? Their story is far from over, and their life continues to evolve. Let me ask you this. Is real love about growing together, even when life throws obstacles your way? And do you think love, honest love that is, can overcome any challenge, no matter how difficult? I'd love to hear your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below. So as always, like, comment and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed and learned something, or even just got a new perspective. And that's all from me. Ciao.